This video will show you how to create the cutaway section in Widget 4 of your Intro to an Inventor assignment. What we need to do is create this cutaway section here. If you have not already, make sure that you have made the rectangle, the entire rectangle for this part. So that model should look something like this. If you have not created that, go ahead and stop the video here and then come back once you have this the entire rectangle made. So the way that we're going to make this cutaway section is, if you notice that there are two triangles. So there's one triangle here on the front, about there, and there's one triangle here on the back. So the way that we will be making this cutaway section is we'll start with the front, and we'll make the front triangle as a sketch on the front of our rectangle, and then we'll flip it over to the other side and we'll make the smaller triangle, and then we'll be using Inventor's Loft tool to cut away the section in between them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Before we flip over to Inventor, let's go ahead and dimension this first triangle while we're at it. Get rid of those. So if you notice from the left edge, the top point of this triangle right here is one grid space away from the left edge. So that comes down to 0.25, and it's the same thing for this side, 0.25. And then also on the bottom, the middle point here is also one grid space away from the bottom, so also 0.25. The other thing that you'll notice, the distance from the point to the left or the right edge is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 grid spaces. So the distance here, or also the same on the other side, is 1.125. Okay. So with those dimensions known, let's go ahead and flip to Inventor, and we're going to make that sketch right on the front here. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to make some construction lines all the way around our rectangle, because we're going to be dimensioning from these lines. And if you don't create those construction lines, what it's going to do is it's going to include those lines in the sketch. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle over our shape. Okay, and then we're going to highlight every line in there. So make sure that every line is highlighted, and then we're going to click this construction line button to convert those to construction lines. So those should be dashed lines now. And then we're going to go to the line tool, and we're going to draw our triangle. Okay, so make sure you start at the left at the very top line here, and then don't touch the bottom line, and then back up there, and then we do need to draw a line at the top to connect them. Okay, now we're going to use the dimension tool to make sure that those lines are in the right spot. So I'm going to click the point, the top left, and then I'm going to click the far left construction line. And we said that that needs to be a distance of 0.25. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the other side. That point, then right edge, 0.25. And then we're going to come down here to the bottom and do the same thing. So bottom point, bottom edge, 0.25. Okay, and the last dimension that we need to add is that same bottom point to either the left or the right, it doesn't matter. And we know that distance is 1.125. Okay, so now that triangle should be made. I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And then what we need to do is create the sketch on the back. I'm going to go back to the grid paper, and we're going to figure out our dimensions again. So again, what we're doing is this triangle here. You'll notice some differences. So this edge right here is 2 grid spaces, so that comes down to 0.5 on that side. And then this is also 2, so that's also 0.5. Now it's kind of difficult to determine the distance down this way. I think it helps if you draw this line. So from this corner, if you would draw the line going as if you would picture through the object. All right, so then this distance is 1, 2, 3 grid spaces from the bottom of the object. So that means that that is 0.75 from the bottom. And then if you count from the edge, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So it's still 4.5, so we're still going to have to use this middle dimension for our point. Okay, so let's go back to Inventor. I'm going to flip it over to the other side, and then we're going to make a sketch here. We're going to start this the same way, so get your rectangle tool, and we're going to make those construction lines. So make the rectangle, highlight the rectangle, and then click the construction line button. Okay, and then we're going to grab our lines, and we're going to make our triangle. Make sure to add that top line again. And then we're going to use our dimension tool to put these in the right place. So point to the left line, we said that was 0.5 this time. Same thing on the other side. The bottom point to the bottom line is 0.75. And then the point to either the left edge or the right edge is the same thing as it was last time, 1.125. Okay, so both our triangles are now made. I click the Home button. Okay, and then we're going to use this tool up here. We're going to use the Loft tool to connect these two sketches. So Loft, and then we want to cut away. So make sure you click this middle cutaway button. And then all you have to do is click on your sketch. It helps if you highlight the line of the sketch, not the middle of it. So the line, we click that. And we also click our other sketch. If you have to flip your orientation around so that you can see it, use your orbit tool and then click the line. And you'll notice that it makes the section that we're cutting away red. If you just click OK, that will create the cutaway. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.